We are surrounded by choice. I mean, more options than any humans have ever had in history for everything from what to watch to, well, who we want to be. But what if all of that freedom, all of those choices, aren't actually making us happier? What if they're secretly making us miserable? That is the wild idea we're going to dig into today, the paradox of choice.
Just think about it for a second. We're constantly told more is better, right? More features on our phones, more flavors of ice cream, more opportunities in life. But what if the real secret to happiness isn't about having everything you could possibly want, but about wanting less of what's out there? That's the big question we're tackling.
So before we get to the paradox part, we really have to start with the promise. Because let's be honest, on the surface, having an entire ocean of options to choose from feels like the ultimate freedom. It feels great. I mean, this belief is practically baked into our culture, isn't it? The idea that being able to choose your own path, pick your own products, design your own lifestyle, we're told that's the most direct path to being happy and fulfilled. And you can see this everywhere. It's that feeling of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through a streaming service, or just standing there, completely paralyzed in the grocery store, staring at a wall of 100 different cereals. That right there, that's modern abundance.
Okay, but this is where that beautiful promise starts to show some cracks. We need to talk about that moment when all those amazing options stop feeling like a gift and start feeling like, well, like a huge weight on your shoulders.
Have you ever felt that? You're trying to make what should be a simple decision, like where to go for dinner, and it suddenly feels impossibly stressful? That feeling of being totally frozen by having too many possibilities? That's the exact feeling we're talking about with this paradox.
So this is what the psychologist Barry Schwartz called the paradox of choice. And his big idea is that having way too much choice doesn't actually set us free. It paralyzes us. It creates anxiety before you even make a choice, and then this nagging feeling of dissatisfaction or regret after you've finally chosen.
So what gives? Why does some people seem to thrive with all this choice while the rest of us just get stressed out? Well, it often comes down to two completely different ways of thinking about decisions.
And really, figuring out which of these two camps you naturally fall into, that's the whole key to understanding why some decisions feel so incredibly hard.
Okay, so be honest with yourself for a second. Which one sounds more like you? Are you a maximizer? The person on an endless hunt for the absolute #1 best thing? You read every review, compare every price, and just can't shake that fear of missing out? Or are you a satisficer? Someone who basically knows what they need, finds an option that checks the boxes, and then happily moves on with their life. Because as it turns out, there's a real emotional price you pay for always hunting down the best. That constant search for perfection, it can be absolutely exhausting. Now, you'd think the maximizer, right? I mean, they put in all that work to find the objectively better option. They should be happier with the result, shouldn't they? Well, let's see what the research actually says. And here is the huge twist. It's the satisfiers. They're the ones who generally feel more content and satisfied. The maximizers, even if they technically make a better choice on paper, are often just riddled with regret, second-guessing themselves and worrying that an even better option was lurking just around the corner. This quote from Barry Schwartz himself just nails it. It's not about the objective quality of your decision, it's about how you feel about it afterward. And all the stress from that endless search can completely poison the final result.
All right, so if being a maximizer is basically a recipe for stress, how do we escape the trap? Let's get into some real practical strategies you can use to manage all the overwhelming choices in modern life. And let's be really clear here. This isn't about rejecting freedom or trying to live with zero options. Nope. It's about being smarter, being more strategic. It's about taking back control of the decision-making process so that it works for you, not against you. So here's a really simple but super powerful 3-step plan. First, just limit your options on purpose. Tell yourself you'll only look at 3 restaurants, not 30. Second, decide what good enough actually looks like before you even start looking. And finally, once you've made a choice, you have to actively reframe your mindset. Focus on being happy with the good choice you made and just let go of all the ones you didn't pick.
And this is the most important part. Embracing good enough isn't settling for less. It's actually a clever strategy to get back your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. It's a way to genuinely increase your satisfaction with your life.
So, I'll leave you with a little challenge. What's one choice, just one, that you can intentionally simplify this week? Could be what you're going to watch on TV tonight, or what you'll have for lunch tomorrow. Just try it out. See how it feels.